break us.
Hello.
It's another week. It's another week. It's another week. We.
Okay.
Just never gonna join in, huh? Just not gonna refuse to do it. Just sit there and laugh.
Because I was wondering. I was like, okay.
Just disobedient.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I looked that concert up just recently, and I was watching that. I forget. I was watching her do something. And for you guys who don't know, we're referring to Karen Clark Sheard. We were at a concert with her, and she got a little angry with the audience.
Real angry, not a little.
They wasn't, dancing. And she's like, look at some of y'all. Some of y'all just disobedient. Y'all gonna miss your blessing.
I said dance.
It was good though. That was a nice little service that one was.
That made me love Karen.
It did.
That made me love Karen.
Well, the funny part is because after that, I'm just gonna be a little messy. I'm just gonna call it what it was. When Kim Burrell came out.
Period. Because she was to be behind the scenes.
She was like, no, you're not going to have other people up here going, 20, 30 minutes over their time, and then you're going to rush me. I was like, oh, okay.
To be behind the scenes.
Right. Oh,
and we just going to leave it like that.
That part, but yes. How was your week?
My week was good. I am transitioning to a new stage in my life, to a new job.
I know.
Because the one that I had, I enjoyed, but I wanted something different.
Right.
So my last week was stressful and cool at the same time.
I know. We had several conversations about it.
I'ma just be honest. One of the people I just didn't eat. I went in the house and I left the house. I'ma just put it out there. I ain't touched nothing. Didn't do nothing. Didn't care. I was like, it's my last day and I don't have time for the foolishness on this beautiful Friday. I'm trying to get out of here by 2 o'clock because I want to enjoy the rest of my day. And it is 100 degrees outside. And you ain't got no air conditioning on in your apartment.
Oh, that's...
And you live on the bottom floor. So there's no ventilation.
Well, heat does rise.
No, but the way that this bottom floor is made, it's underground kind of because there's a parking structure right there.
Oh.
So it's kind of no direct sunlight, none of that.
So yeah, that can be a bit of an issue.
Like the mole people.
Okay.
You probably pay a significant amount less to be on that floor because I'm serious. There's no sunshine.
Right.
Ain't no sunshine on that floor.
I'm not with you. And, you are now a year old.
A joke back. A joke
You are
back.
now a year older.
I am 33. 33. Trente what? I would say it.
I don't know how to speak Spanish that well.
33?
I think so, yeah.
33 old?
I understand it. I just can't speak it that well.
Sarah, correct me.
You're
Send
right.
it to me in a voice note.
Because she will.
Yeah. But I am 33 and I look 17.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's one of those years where I'm just grateful for being here and I don't really care,
I do know. Trust me, I know. And this is funny is because I know you don't like this person, but I'm going to say it anyway. Tyler Perry said something that's actually kind of funny that I've realized is true. When he was playing Medea, he said,
Let me take a sip of my wine.
Here you go. No, but I'm just saying, when you hit 30, something clicks. There's something that changes.
Yeah.
Where you're not, well, for most people.
No, that's true.
Medea said, when you hit 30, a light bulb comes on in your head and you're just like, okay, I ain't got time for this foolishness no more.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with it.
Physically, you can't even do it anymore. Physically, you cannot.
Well, listen here, speak for yourself. And if you're talking about I can go, we can do the whole night thing.
I'm not saying you can go. I'm just saying physically, you just it starts to mess with your mind and your body, everything, little stuff. And you just be like, nope. No.
No, for me, it's just I don't want to deal with it. A lot of it, I just be like, listen here, I'm not dealing with that. That's foolishness. Or I don't want to do that.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
That's real simple.
Oh, yeah. I have become the queen of no. That has become my slogan. Ask Trina, no.
Right. Well, see, ain't nothing wrong with saying no, though.
There's nothing wrong with saying no, and I am enjoying saying no. There's this
Come on now.
person who, this is a new person who just recently popped up in my life and is trying to get to know me, right? And they continue to ask me for pictures on a daily. For y'all that see how much I post, that's how often I take pictures. Not. Like, I'm photogenic, but I don't like really taking pictures that much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll take them because, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not the person all the time, every single moment with a selfie. That's just not me. So I sent one picture and then I was asked for another one the next day.
Greedy.
And I just ignored it. And then I was asked for another one the next day and I said, you haven't even sent me one. Oh, well, you never asked. Do I have to?
Well, we talk about communicating.
Well, no, but I feel like this. Like, when I feel cute and I want to take a picture, I'm going to take a picture and send it to you.
There you go.
Like, you don't have to ask me for a picture. When I want to, I'll do it. So after that, I was sent a picture. It was cool. And then I was immediately asked after that, okay, where's mine?
Huh.
And I said, let me start this off right now and let you know. I don't like taking pictures, and you're not going to get a picture from me every day.
Oh.
And if you request a picture every day, you're going to be mad at the pictures you get. Because I'm going to send you a picture of my coffee. I'm going to send you a picture of my lunch. I'm going to send you a picture of the ant on the ground. I'm going to send you multiple pictures of Star. Like, don't do it.
Oh.
So that's that.
Okay. Well, it just comes with the communication. You just got to.
It does.
And if that's not you, then don't do it.
I set that tone right away.
Right.
But let me also say this, and I hope, well, if you're listening, I don't care. I just feel like after talking to someone for a few days, I don't feel, and this could just be me being who I am, because if you guys don't know, like, I'm a loving person, but I'm not really affectionate, and I'm kind of like standoffish a little bit, like as if I don't care, but I do. But how can you miss me after talking to me twice?
Well, I'm not saying I am this person, but there are some people who their identity is based in a relationship, so therefore they do miss you because they feel like a part of themselves is not there when you're not speaking to them. And there's no judgment in that. I'm just saying, I once was in a spot that was similar to that. So I understand where they're coming from. Yeah,
that's not me.
It's not me either.
Ain't never been me. It has never been me. I've never been. I mean, like, I get to, like, I missed you after we've gotten to the, you know, like, oh, I've spent a lot of time with you. I really enjoy your energy and your company. Like, dang, I wish you were here. But, like, when I've never even, like, been on a date with you, and the only conversation we've had is that generic, like, what do you want in 5 years? And what's your favorite color? And, you know, all of that stuff.
Right.
You know, the beginning of getting to know you. So right. I don't feel, but then I do know I get deep. Like, when I have conversations with people, they be like, what's your favorite color? And I'll be like, well, honestly, let me say, I really enjoy the color purple because of its royal, you know, features. Like, it's very royal, it's beautiful. And then I love black because I feel like that's my soul. Like, not in a bad way, but if you think about the universe, it's a dark matter. Mm-hmm. It's like very dark and vast, and there's light reaching through it, but it's essentially black. Mm-hmm. And I love black because of that. And also, I feel like sometimes, you know, I can be dark. Right. And then, you know, and then I love gold. And so I break things down, or like I totally like full transparency about everything. So a lot of people aren't like that. So I feel like when they hear that from me, they kind of get attached faster because they're like, wow, this girl's real deep. Like, wow.
And I can understand that. And I'm the type of person where I can meet somebody for the first time and enjoy the conversation, and then literally be like, hey, I miss them. I wish I was able to sit and talk with them right now, because I have plenty of friends that I feel that way about. Many of the people that I met in the
See,
UK, I felt that way about them. And I'd be like, dang, I really miss them. And it would be, I just left them. It's like, dang, I'm really sad to leave them. So I guess it's just depend on the person and the situation.
And I was going to say this. I think in my life, just because of everything that I've been through, my friends fill that void for me.
Oh, okay.
And maybe that's just what it is.
I get you.
Or maybe I just really am just in a space where you got to put in extra work for me. Like, for it to go beyond friends. Like, I don't know.
Right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's things that work for you and there's things that don't.
I'm just going to be honest. I'm not really feeling the situation. And I'm not really feeling no situations. Like, it's not that person. I'm just saying in general, like, I'm just not feeling any situations right now. Even though I'm like, I want to go on a date or I want to do this. I want to do that. I don't want to engage in that part.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just don't.
Well, then change your perspective and just go on a date with yourself. Take yourself on a date.
And I do that. And I enjoy that. But I want somebody to take me on a date.
Okay, well then, you know, that comes along with the territory and trying to get to know someone.
I know. I'm just it's my birthday. Let me be hypersensitive right now.
No, it's not hypersensitive. I'm just trying to understand.
I am being hypersensitive right now. And it's okay. I can recognize it. Okay. But I'm you know.
Right.
It's my birthday and I want to. And I'm drinking wine and I feel great. And I hit my pipe. And so that's just how life is right now. So I'm just being full transparency. I'm just being honest. Right. This is what it is right now.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So that's how my week is going. Happy birthday to me.
Right. Celebration. Yes.
Oh, I was going to say something, but never mind. I changed my mind.
Go ahead.
Nope.
No, we're going to celebrate you and we're going to let you speak. This show is dedicated to you on your day. Come on here. Tell them right and tell them good. No, tell them good and tell them right.
Tell them good and tell them right. Okay.
Come on here.
No, it's nothing.
You sure? Because we all want to hear it.
It's nothing. It's not. I'm not even going to go in.
I really want to know.
I know. I'm not even going to go in.
I'm going to pick on it now.
Y'all just pray for me.
Always. But still, we want to hear. Come on, share with us. Because this is going to go perfectly into all of our tea time stuff. Because you're sharing stuff that literally is right along the lines of the stuff that you don't even know I was going to cover later on. So come on, keep on going. We got themes going on here.
It's nothing. It's just, you know, I don't want to talk about it right this second. Maybe once, because I've read the Help Me Fix My Life. So I'll probably just tag in on that one. Okay. Just tag me in, Shannon. Okay. So, you know.
So, no, that's fair. We ain't going to force you to talk about nothing you ain't ready to yet. If the time presents itself, then we will.
Yeah. So tell me about your week, Karl. Dang, I talked for 12 minutes. It's my birthday.
And you know what? That's okay. You let me talk for a long time when it was my graduation weekend. So, no, I was going to let you go ahead and do it. That's what's happening.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Because we've been going through some things and working through it together, and I am so happy for it.
No, I'm not going out. No.
I'm so happy for it. Now that's a reason to go in.
Yes, now it is. I've been trying to hold it. Yes. You better come on in here. Yeah. Yeah. See? If you think about it long enough.
Yeah.
There is a reason always. Okay.
If you just think.
Yes.
I love Siobhan. I will forever love her for that. Sometimes you gotta think.
It's a bit of rehearsal.
Or it might just stink.
Oh, she's a character. My God.
I love it. Okay, so tell me about your week.
My week has been good. I'm working on this project that I think is really going to do some major things. And I'm so excited about it. We're getting the team together. I haven't even told you about it yet, but it's been really good. Now. Well, it is a documentary, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's covering something that I want to dive into later on in the show. And so it's just a running theme. I'm starting to see this theme come up. So I've been paying attention to that. And I watched a lot of documentaries and doing research this week.
Okay.
My goodness. When I tell you the knowledge that I've unfolded this week, I watched one on Netflix, which I recommend everybody watch. And it's because I'm on this journey of trying to understand. And I watched, it's called Donald Trump, The American Dream.
Oh, shoot.
And it's 4 separate chapters.
Oh.
So trust me, it's really, really, really good. The first chapter is called Manhattan. The second chapter, if I'm not mistaken, is called The Gambler or Gambling or something like that. And then the third chapter is called Citizen Trump. And the fourth chapter is called Politics. And it covers his entire life of where he started to how he got to where he's at. And when you watch it and see all of the things pieced together, there's some things that I realized there and I was like, oh, that is deep. Amazing documentary. Yes. I was feeling that way through the whole thing. It's so good. It's so good. And then I watched a couple of other ones, but that's the one that really, really stuck like the strongest with me. And each chapter is, the first one's about 1 hour and 4 minutes, and then each one after that's like 58 minutes. So about 4 hours. It's really good though. And you'll be like, okay, I get it.
4 hours of Trump.
No. So the documentary specifically speaks to other people. They have recordings of
that
him.
Have experienced him?
That have either worked for him, that were either done wrong by him, that were good friends of him back in the day. So they have, it's not weighted in one way or the other. So they do have interviews of him because, you know, he's done a lot of interviews throughout the year. A lot of them. But it talks about all his marriages. It talks about the insides with all the wives. It talks about family, friends. Like, it was really good. And it helps you see the bigger picture and how he became to be what he is. That, where it's all come from. It was good, though. I was sitting there like, oh, I get you now. And I see why these women of color get under your skin. Got it.
Okay.
But it's good. It's good. And it's not that it covers racism in any way, but one of the underlying tones that he has an issue with is he believes that his way is the only way. And let me just
you can tell that.
You know what? Well, yes, but let me just tell you how it happened for him. You know, we speak of positive affirmations, right? We believe in speaking those things into ourselves. Do you know that the winner of The Apprentice, I think it was season 4, they interviewed him. And he said, you know, his first day on the job, when he showed up, he went into Donald Trump's office and there were these stacks and stacks and stacks of magazines and newspapers and different things. And he's like, oh, what is he doing? I guess he must be reading, you know, the stock market, trying to see, you know, what's going on. And there were Post-its hanging out of the different newspapers and magazines. And so Donald Trump would go to the Post-it, open it up, he'd be reading it, close it, put it aside, grab the next one. And so the guy was interested. He's like, I wonder what the heck he's doing. And he said he was doing this all throughout our conversation where he was talking to me, but he was still reading what these Post-its had. And he said, so I leaned over to see what it was, and it was positive interviews of Donald Trump. So he was reading what the newspapers were writing about him that was positive. And that's it. And even now, he still does that. There are aides that say, you know, they have to take certain things out because they know it's going to make him angry. And this is a great example of using something that is meant to be good for a negative purpose, because now he's grown into this gigantuous narcissist, as we all know. Exactly. And it's just completely negative. But
that is not correct.
It's not.
Okay. No, it's not. But, you know, again, it was just further unveiled to me. When you put your mind to something and you believe it enough, you'll get it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's the one thing that I've learned from him. Now, of course, I do not want to take it in that manner because what he spawned off to be has been extremely negative and extremely vicious and extremely nasty and extremely dark.
The narcissist.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if we haven't learned anything else, I hope people get that from his situation.
Right.
That literally he would stop at nothing and no one could tell him no.
No one. He don't care about nothing negative.
At all. Well, he does care about the negative stuff, but I'm just saying to the fact
he
that
responds to it in a manner of like, you can say whatever you want, but
he achieved what he wanted.
Look at me.
He always wanted to be the president,
am.
and he got there.
Yeah.
Not off of being successful, but he got there because he would not let anyone tell him no, he wasn't going to achieve it. That's the one thing I've learned from him, and I'm going to take that to my grave. That's the one thing that I have been able to watch and see. And I'm like, oh, wow, got it. And then the greatest part of my week was I got to spend time with my niece. I spent literally Saturday and Sunday all day with her, sitting, watching cartoons, laughing, watching kid movies, her on her iPad, doing her homework with her. And that was absolutely amazing. Not being on my phone, not doing any work, just genuinely sitting with her and just laughing and having a great time. That was fun.
Yeah, that's nice. That's always nice.
Yeah. I haven't done that in a long time. And I mean without like the electronics and stuff. Because majority of the time, that's what we're on, you know? And that was just fun. Like, literally, we watched Monsters, Inc., which I hadn't seen in forever. I couldn't believe how long it's been. Yeah, I loved it.
I have it on VHS.
Come on now. Oh, school. And then we watched A Bug's Life, and she had never seen that one, so that was fun to watch.
Movie.
I know.
That's a good one, too. That's a good one.
Pixar. They're so good. Their stories are just so memorable. They are.
Even though I'm not a toy, like I never got into Toy Story. A lot of people really, really got into it. I liked
the first one because I thought the story was brilliant. It's like, oh, what the toys do when we're not around. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I loved it. And then they just dragged it on. Yeah.
I just never, I liked the first one. I just never got into it. It's kind of like Minions too. I really liked Despicable Me, the first one.
I liked the first one as well. And then the second and third was like, okay. Yeah.
Now, I did like Transylvania, but that's not Pixar, is it?
No, it's not.
Hotel Transylvania.
I think that's DreamWorks, if I'm not mistaken.
I like that one a lot.
No, I don't quote me. I'm not sure who does that one. I don't want to. It could be Sony, which is Illumination, or it could be DreamWorks.
Yeah. I think
so
it
I'm
is.
not sure.
I think it is Illumination.
Okay.
I think it is.
I haven't seen any of those, so that's why.
Those are good. You need to watch those. Those are
I'm
funny.
actually going to go on a Pixar binging fest.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
So that was my week. It's been really good. I'm gearing up and, some good things coming. You know how you just feel it? Which is why I believe there's been so many challenges coming up against me. Because if they can, those challenges can just get me to stray, then the destiny will never be fulfilled. And I know this. And so that's why watching those Donald Trump things.
That is why Destiny's Child named their album Destiny's Fulfilled. Hello. They know. They knew back in the 90s. They knew.
Right. Come on now. You own one today. All right. So we're done. Let's move on. Yeah.
Why? Why we gotta move on?
Because we do it. Well, you know what? You're right. Let's just let it flow. This is your birthday show. So we're going to go with the flow. What you feeling is what we're going to do.
I think I'm feeling tea time. So.
Already?
Let's switch it up.
Okay.
Just for the one time, What? It's tea time. On Trina's birthday, it's tea time. Yay!
Yo, she is feeling it today. Oh my goodness, this show is lit. Okay, girl. You better you know what? 30, flirty, and thriving. Okay. I know you've seen that movie, right? 13 going on 30.
I did. I loved it.
I love that movie too. That's so cute. That's when I first thought Mark Ruffalo was cute. I saw him and I don't know what it was about him, that nerdiness. I was like, he's just a cute man.
I can't.
And then little did I know he'd be playing Professor Hulk.
And there you go.
Yes.
Thank you. It's tea time. We just thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. And that's tea. It's my birthday.
This is all right. Y'all getting a show today. Okay. She is on one. You better celebrate, girl.
I am lit though. I ain't gonna lie.
I can tell.
I got me a nice rosé going on here. And I accidentally hit my pen too hard and I was choking, so you know. Y'all know what happens when you do that. If you cough, it's a wrap. I'll be trying not to cough, but the cough is a wrap. So it's too late.
Yeah, y'all, we in for a journey, y'all. Buckle up. Buckle up. Oh, man.
All right, so let's get it. What's first in tea time today?
Okay, so I want to cover this because this was interesting. You know, I thought tea time was going to be towards the end of the show, but you switched it up, so we just
Yeah.
we're gonna change
We're going
the
to do
tone
what we're
of
going
it.
to do. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I had watched some videos this weekend, and it was Monique. And so first, I want to cover this because this really, really just struck a nerve with me. Juanita Bynum. I was watching this guy Larry Reed. He's does all of like this coverage on all of the drama going on in the gospel community.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on YouTube, and he had gotten a clip off of, I guess, Facebook or something, where this pastor had got on there because apparently Juanita Bynum didn't show up to preach for her engagement. And the reason she didn't show up to preach was not known to everybody, but this pastor got on and he was like, that's like the same thing that she did to my church, you know, where she told us, you know, it was $12,000 for her to come. She had to have 4 plane tickets for hotel rooms. She had to have, you know, 1 first-class ticket for herself. You know, half of it, the deposit had to be paid up front. She needed $1,000 for her sound bed. And I'm just like, damn, that's a hell of a writer. That's what I'm thinking in my head. You know,
Money.
to come preach. Right.
Money.
I'm like, she, okay. And he said that was back in 2012, I think it was. So this was
She
a
said,
while
"I'ma
ago.
need a stack."
Right. That's inflation. It didn't have to go up by now. But anyway, so he was on there talking about, you know, how he was done wrong by her and this, that, and the other and all this money. But something caught my attention in it is where he said it's up to each speaker when they come if they're going to do a special offering and how you split it, which is either 70-30, where, you know, they take 70, you keep 30, or it's 60-40 where, you know, and I'm thinking, oh, he's throwing out some real business numbers. Oh, okay. And I know that because that's something that's how a lot of deals are structured, 70-30, 60-40, you know, very few deals are 50-50. So I'm like, oh, wow, like they really doing like real hardcore deals. Okay, got it. I see how this is a business, this is an industry, got it.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm watching that, and, you know, he also mentioned something about marketing in the church. He was like, oh, well, you know, if you want to have a good service and you want people to turn out and this, that, and the other, you got to market it. You got to market it. You got to be on social media. And like, and he's going in on marketing, which is another class that I had in being a business major. I was like, okay, these are 2 things that go together for our business. Right. So at the very end of it, he says in the video, well, you know what? I'm disappointed with Miss Bynum because that's just not how you do ministry. And it needs to be more about the ministry than it does the money or the business. But I just listened to him talk about 70-30 splits, 60-40 splits, 50-50 splits of the offerings, the special offerings, and how you got to market your service if you want it to be effective. Now here, let me just say this. I do believe in if you're doing something good, absolutely market it. If that's your job
Right.
and you're trying to make money, you go ahead and market it. But
Well, was his comment more towards Juanita's? No, I'm saying, was it more towards like because she didn't show up? So
No,
her not doing her job, or was
no,
it?
he was spilling the business on how the industry works, the preaching
Well,
industry,
no, I
because he's
know.
saying that's what he does when he goes speaks. Those 70-30 splits.
No,
and
I
stuff.
understand that.
Yeah.
But you said like the last comment he made was it needs to be focused.
Yeah, he was talking straight to Juanita.
But maybe he's saying because it's so specific and she's like so greedy.
But he said he did the same things. That's what's killing me. That's what's hypocritical about it.
Oh.
And then again, this was in him responding to a pastor saying that she didn't show up. So then later, Juanita comes out and she's like, well, let me explain to everybody why I left. The reason I left is because that pastor walked into my room and she's like, I had a suite, and in my one room where one of my bags was, I lay out all of my, you know, undergarments, my bras and my underwear. And she said I had all my stuff laid out because I had not gotten dressed yet and he was in the room. And she said, and honestly, I felt extremely uncomfortable going to a church to preach in front of a man who has now seen all of my undergarments. That's why I left. I stopped watching the video there, so I don't know why she didn't call him. I don't know if she did call him and just be like, hey, this went down. I don't know why she ain't communicating with nobody, but apparently she just left. So she took the deposit, just up and left. And then the pastor comes out with his wife,
Well,
and they're talking about, no, my husband went in there, he saw the bags, he didn't see her undergarments or anything like that. He was taking the additional fruit baskets that we had for her, and he went straight down immediately to the front desk and told them what was going on and the yada, 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 and then he left. And that was the wife speaking for the husband. So nobody knows if he saw the panties and the bra or not. However, nothing. But let me just tell you why I mentioned that story, because I saw that story after watching Monique. And
wait, but okay, I'm sorry, but he is a married man, so he's never seen panties and bras before. And you're just that uncomfortable? Like, I don't get it. Okay. Girl, just say you just wanted that deposit and that's it. Just say you wanted the deposit. Like, I feared for my life because my panties were seen. What?
Okay. You know what? I'm not going to say anything on that because I felt that way, because I'm just like, she just wanted that money. And she didn't want to speak. You just wanted that deposit.
And you didn't want to speak. And you wanted the free room so you could you needed a break from life. And you wanted a free hotel room and some money. Just say it. I felt ashamed because he seen my bra and panties. Girl, he's married. And I'm sure he's been with other women. He done seen plenty of bra and panties. He can walk past Victoria's Secret and see bra and panties. What the heck? But because it was specifically yours and you laid it out all nice and neat on the bed. What? Girl, you don't take your 13 going on 12 self.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't she like 50 something acting like that?
Oh my God. Okay, I cannot with you. Anyway.
No, I cannot with them. Like, this is so elementary. My dear Watson. Elementary. What?
Okay. But
I took, what was the deposit? $1,000?
No, that was for the sound man. It was a $3,000 deposit.
Okay, so period. So she went and got her another Louis. Okay. On you. Praise his name. And I'm sure she stayed somewhere very nice, like the Ritz or something. She wasn't staying at no Hilton or no Marriott, that's for sure.
Oh my God.
So like I said, she needed a night to soak in a tub and light her some candles. This is when she could listen to R&B music because she's not in the house. That's probably what happened. He walked in the room and she was playing some Jodeci. And she had her undergarments out. And he was like, oh, the bishop. That's what happened.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Okay.
That's what happened.
Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. You're a mess. Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. The reason I mentioned that is only because Monique popped back up.
I can't wait to tell my mama, because my mama already said back in the day she was like, I told her a little earlier, I was like, your girl's under fire. And she was like, who's my girl? And I said, Juanita. She's like, that's not really my girl. She hasn't been my girl for a long time. And then I was telling her about what happened. And she said, well, she does have a reputation in the church community. So everybody already know.
Right.
So it ain't nothing new to church folks. They already know.
Well,
he already knew.
Well, he should have known, but I think he was trying not to listen to the rumors and the gossip, because you never know until you experience it for yourself.
So he had to go in the room and see it for himself. He said, I heard she be in the room listening to Chris Brown, so I wanted to double check before she come preach.
I'm not. You're a mess, and I can't with you.
All right.
No,
All
you know
right.
what?
All right. It's my birthday.
Yeah, it is. And so you are just a mess today. Oh, my God.
All right, keep going.
The reason I mentioned the whole thing is because I saw Monique. Monique did yet another interview with Comedy Hype where she was on, and they happened to mention the aftermath of Steve losing all of his shows. And she mentioned something that was not public knowledge. Well, I don't think was, but it opened up my eyes. Remember when Steve Harvey was saying, well, this is what she said. She said that she was more offended when Steve went on to the D.L. Hughley show and specifically began to say, I edited the show so that I could protect my sister. And the truth of the matter is Monique exposed was that there were certain parts that Steve Harvey was saying, such as, yeah, I'm mad at them white boys because they should have came and talked to me. And yeah, I want to do something about them white boys because they taken away my shows. And Monique said those were the parts that were edited out. And then what ended up happening is he ended up losing his shows. So
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can't take I love Monique, but sometimes I feel like I can't take her serious. Like there was a whole last week she talking about the reason why I don't deal with Oprah. Okay, look.
Did you listen to the whole thing?
I did. Now I understand she felt like she was kind of set up because Oprah didn't tell her about her family being on there and her family is greedy and whatever.
Right.
Okay, I get that. But there's levels in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Like, let's just be transparent for those who don't know. There's levels in the industry.
Right.
Okay. Monique was not on the level that Oprah was on.
Right.
It is very, let's see. The professional way to handle the situation is yes. You're at a point in your life right now where you're becoming a bigger star, Monique.
Mm-hmm.
So that your family is going to become a part of the industry. Like people are going to start knowing who they are, and whether you deal with them or not,
right.
You have to learn how to conduct yourself.
That's right.
Accordingly. Now, okay, you didn't like what Oprah did. Pull her to the side, whatever. What's the point of exposing it 20 years later? What's it gonna do for you? What does it do for you 20 years later?
You know what? I'm glad you're saying that because that's exactly how I felt in this situation. And honestly, I had to sit back and look at the whole thing. Like, I understand what Monique is saying. She felt that her family only came onto the scene after what she had said to Oprah. And she said that part felt wrong and, dirty. And I believe that.
But it's for rating. You know that Oprah at that time was a talk show host.
Right.
She needs ratings.
Right. And I understand her feeling wrong about that.
And sometimes they have to do things that make people feel uncomfortable.
Exactly. And I completely get that. And I see Oprah calling her and asking her, hey, are you okay with this with your brother and all that? Like, I respect Oprah for that. But the one thing that I don't know about with Monique is how she approached the situation with Oprah in front of all those other women. Do you know what I mean?
Because she could turn up.
Exactly. Like, she did that right there. And yes, Oprah may have done it for that reason. She may have done it for that reason. But to do it in that situation like that, I felt was wrong.
Of course.
And for all of you who don't know, what happened is Monique was invited to go to a party that's held before the Academy Awards for all of the Black women who have either been nominated for an Academy Award or who have won it. And so they all go to this party and they were there and they all get to go around and say something about how that moment felt to them. Well, Monique chose not to say anything about it in that moment because she said it didn't mean anything to her. And she just wanted that moment to be about Lupita, because it was Lupita's year that she was nominated. However, she then turned and took the spotlight from Lupita and began to make her personal situation with Oprah known in front of all of these women at that situation. And this is the one thing I wanted to say. Do you feel that she's setting a bad example? Even though she may be validated in how she feels, do you think that the way she's going about it is appropriate? Going at it with Steve, going at it with Charlamagne, because Charlamagne and her got into it, and Charlamagne makes some good points where he was like, okay, hold up.
And he always does.
And you know what?
He always does.
And
he always does.
Yeah, he wasn't disrespectful to her, but he was just like, so you mean to tell me? And for Charlamagne, he's around our age. So for him to say Monique is a legend, that's true. And then he made a good point. He goes, Amy Schumer just sold out all these stadiums. Chris Rock sold out all these stadiums. Dave Chappelle sold out all these stadiums. Have you sold out a stadium? They're looking at the business side of it. They're not looking at, okay, I've been around a long time.
Period.
And the thing is they're both saying the same thing, but just from two different minds. Monique is saying we need to care about the people coming up. And yes, these people paved the way. Absolutely. But Monique, you're not doing those things as far as the numbers, so they're not going to pay you that amount.
This is what I feel. Monique has had a good corner around her. She has had a good group of people surrounding her entire career.
Right. Okay.
So, and yeah, at one point in time, she was a queen of comedy. Remember, she did that special with all the other, and that's what really,
and she slayed it.
That's what really though pushed her into, she was already doing TV before that, like TV shows and sitcoms and stuff, but that was what really pushed her and launched her into movies and getting bigger roles and different things like that. But let's just be clear. When you have a good team around you who are always yes men and you don't have anybody telling no to you, then you become entitled and you feel superior. And then you feel like what you say is what It is. Now, she is at the point right now where she is, feeling better about herself and she's losing her weight and she's in a better mental space. So now she feels like calling things out and saying things. And I just feel like, at the time when it happened, that's when it should be addressed. Like, a lot of people didn't even know you had an issue with. Oprah probably had no idea you had an issue with her, nor does she care.
Right.
Let's just be real. And then on the other side of that, you have people with wisdom that you're speaking to. Yeah, Charlamagne may be younger than you, but he's a very wise guy. He mess up sometimes, but he's very intuitive and he does his research. He don't just say stuff just to say stuff. He does his research. And when he's wrong, he apologizes and he says he's wrong. So if you're having a conversation with somebody like that, I feel you should really take in and listen to what they say. But I feel like she's at a point now where she's just tired. And so now she's just letting loose on everybody. And it ain't right. It's not right. I understand you want to get your point across and all that, but go sit down.
And the thing is I agree with her point of saying that everybody should be paid fairly. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And,
they should, but it's not.
And the thing is this. No, and this is what I'm saying. Okay, is she fussing because she thinks she should get paid the same amount as Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock when she knows that they came before her? Now, they never...
But not even just came before her, Carl.
He's huge.
Consistent.
He's huge,
They've kept consistently dropping things and having they're like the people who followed Monique fell off because they started enjoying people like Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish and they started enjoying other people because she was not doing anything.
And I understand. I listen here. You're preaching to the choir because I completely agree with you. And
so
I think that's the only thing.
You have two whole new generations that have came up after your reign.
And I'm not trying to downplay what she did. She mentioned that her direct correlation with Netflix when she was in negotiations with them is that Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn had done that movie Snatch that was getting ready to come out. And she was just talking about the box office numbers. And yes, the movie that she had done with Danny Glover, where she was the sister, that did gross a whole lot more. I think she said something like it grossed like $45 million, and they filmed it with $7 million. And so the box office return was a lot larger. But Snatched didn't do as well. And she was telling the truth in that. However, they weren't just looking at Snatched. And again, Charlamagne. And again, I've never even listened to The Breakfast Club. There's certain times I like watch certain clips of theirs, but I don't know who they are. And that's just never really been my thing. I don't listen to the radio. That's just me though.
Yeah.
So I didn't know who he was, but he was making really good points. And he was like, no, that movie had not come out when she had already signed that deal. And they were basing that deal off of her booking out all of those stadiums.
Period.
And he was like, that's how she got that deal. And Monique, you can say that our box office profits were a lot bigger. Yes, that's great. However, but $45 million in today's times really isn't that great. I mean,
no.
Like most people, to keep the box office alive.
Billion.
Now, if we're going to talk about Jordan Peele, he did $147 million off of a $5 million.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is something that he can boast about. But again, he didn't go in there asking for $150 million for another movie. His next budget for the next movie he did was only $15 million for the last one. And again, he blew it out of the water and almost hit $200 million in America. So again, I understand her frustration and saying, yes, my pay should be more. And I feel that I'm valued more at that. However, the way she's doing it, I don't agree with it. That's the thing.
But you haven't been active. To me, I just feel like this. You could ask that when you have continuously been active in comedy, consistent. You've been consistent, but you haven't done comedy for two generations, okay?
I'm with you on that.
So how you gonna come act, like you haven't been doing it?
I'm with you on that.
You might have popped up in a movie here and there, but you can't. I understand. You want people to, and that's the thing. We want people to give the people who have been here the respect and pay homage and all of that. Cool. Do that because you should do that. But the other thing is, if you're not working, you can't expect to be getting big butt, like popping back on the scene and boop, I need 150 mil, period, just because of my name. No, boo.
And the first thing with her started all off wrong, and I'm going to stand by that by saying, listen, you signed that contract where you have appearances that you're supposed to do, and they are not paid. They pay for travel and they pay for your accommodations, but there is no additional fee for your appearance there. Right. Everybody knows that. That's in the contracts. She had an issue with that, so she said she wasn't going. She didn't go, and now that's why she's not employed. And that's why Tyler Perry isn't helping her. That's why Oprah isn't helping her. And that's why Lee Daniels. That's how it all initially started. But this stuff is still continuing, apparently.
Yeah, you've been blackballed.
She has been. And it's sad because she's talented. And, I don't know, maybe I'm naive. I don't know. But they're making it a race thing, saying that, and I do believe that people of color are paid less. I'm not doubting that fact.
Yeah.
But she's trying to make it say like, the powers that be are just like, no, we're not going to give it to black people. And don't get me wrong. I do believe that we have been oppressed. Yes.
Eddie Murphy has not been in comedy for how many years? And he's coming back with a $70 million deal.
Exactly.
And why is that? Because people still to this day, he still has been doing little things here and there. And guess what? He made a huge name.
That's what I mean.
For himself. And he did a lot. He was in the mud doing stuff.
Yep.
Okay. And he's compared to, he is in the comedy legend.
Yes, he is.
Period.
Yep.
In the top tier.
I agree.
Okay. He paid his dues. And then what did he do? He didn't go off and take a break and, be with his family and take some time off and then come back and say, people are doing me dirty and exposing people for all this stuff. Right. And not having private conversations with those people and not making it public. Because I'm pretty sure if those conversations would have stayed private,
she'd be fine.
She possibly could have some help right now.
She would have.
But her choice was to use social media. And again, that's her choice. That's your thing.
But then
do that.
Yeah.
But don't be mad at the consequences.
Right.
So that's that.
And you know what? I'm not hating on her because, she's like, and that's the problem with our black communities. They're about getting a bag instead of helping each other. No, the thing is this. Yeah, you may be loud in the way you're going about it. A lot of people are like, I don't want to attach myself to that.
Exactly.
I don't want to be taken in your mess.
I have a brand. I have
a vision for myself. Exactly.
I don't want to be attached to that.
Yep.
And that's just what it is. So.
All right.
I dig it. And then the last thing, this Wendy Williams biopic is about to come out. Well, she's working on it with Lifetime, and it's supposed to be talking about, her between the ages, I think, of 13 and 55 now. Mm-hmm. But it talks about, like sexual abuse as a child.
Oh, wow.
And, her marriage to her husband, mm-hmm. her coke addiction. Mm-hmm. It's going to talk about, apparently she was date raped by a top charted R&B singer, somebody on the charts.
Oh wow.
And so she's going to go into all that, and I guess she's never really publicly talked about a lot of it. So I'm really interested in, I'm not the biggest Wendy Williams fan. Like I respect her hustle, but I'm just not with the mess. Because I feel like if it was me, I couldn't sit on that couch and keep my composure like some of these people do.
I agree.
But I get it. Because she has, and she's actually really good friends with Charlamagne, and they had fell out. They're back now friends, but because she started off in the radio.
Yes, I did know that. That's right.
Because they even got a recording of Whitney going off on her.
Yeah, I do. I've heard that recording. Yes.
Don't be questioning me. You question your child. I ain't no child. You ain't my mama. I love Whitney.
Whitney had him for you. Don't ever
Whitney
come for Whitney.
Went in.
Always.
Whitney went in. But anyway, so I'm interested in that. I just wanted to drop that. That's going to be coming out on Lifetime. So I thought that would be.
And I was going to make a joke, but then after hearing what it's going to cover, it's inappropriate. So I'm not going to make that joke now.
I'll just make it. Come on.
Well, no, because that's poor taste, and I'm not a Trump.
It's good. It's good radio.
No, I was just going to say, do they have a title? Because I was going to recommend it should be Dude Looks Like a Lady. Well,
I'm pretty sure it's going to be called How You Doing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that would make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got our tea time together, and that was some good tea. So I guess we should move on then. So with it being your week, what would you like to move on to? Help me fix my life? Or would you like to go into self-care?
Let's just go into help me fix my life, because then that can just lead into self-care, and then we can be done. So.
Okay.
All right. So let's go into help me fix my life.
Birthday remix.
Yeah, I'm going to take my problems to Trina and Karl. I'm gonna tell them what I need to know. I got some issues that they need to fix, so come on, help me fix my life. Can't nobody tell me nothing. nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Except for Trina and Karl. Because they're going to help me fix my life.
I like that one.
Of course, because that's our song.
Yeah, that's the jam. That was a good birthday one. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because it's my birthday.
It was, yeah. All right, girl.
Am I reading this one?
Yeah, I read last week.
No, you didn't. I read last week because it was the long one.
It was. So let me take this one.
So you go.
Yeah, I'll take this one this week. I'll be fair. You didn't see my eyes when I said that. I was going to let your butt read it too. Okay.
But you wasn't going to fool me because it's my birthday.
All right, girl. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, mine is short and sweet. I have been in an on and off relationship.
You can't read.
Yes, I can. No, the problem is I have to cough so bad in my chest right now, and it almost came out in the mouth.
The problem is that I have to cough, so I couldn't read.
No, I was getting ready to cough in the mic. And I had to catch myself because I didn't want to cough and blow everybody's ears out. So we're going to just start over. I don't know what's going on, but I've had this cough. And it happened to me actually last week in the show as well.
You have SARS.
Ugh. Listen here, Satan. I think not. You take your devil man.
Remember
Don't put that off on me, Ricky Bobby. No, don't you put that evil off on me, Ricky Bobby. You could go sit down somewhere.
Because I'm tired. He always doing that. He was mad, okay? No, because I'm tired. Because he always.
He was done. He was not having it no more. He was over it. No. Oh my goodness.
Said, I hope your son. I hope your son feels the pain that I feel. I hope you birth a beautiful boy and he grows up and he feels the pain that I feel.
That is still a classic movie.
Who says that?
Oh, that movie is still a classic.
I hope you birth a beautiful.
Oh.
All right. Whew, okay.
Okay. We apologize.
You're not first, you're last.
Yes. All right, here we go. Hello. Mine is short and sweet. I have been in an on and off relationship with the same person for 10 years. When we aren't together, we're still heavily involved in each other's lives. I am starting to get very frustrated at this point because we want the same things, but it's never right. Do you think I'm wasting my time? Shannon.
Insert crickets.
Yep.
Man, what? Okay. Okay. And this just ties right into it. But Shannon, if you're not first, you're last.
Okay. Well, Shannon, I think you have your answer, boo. I would say, for me, the answer would be yes. If you're asking that question after 10 years and you recognize that the time just ain't ever right.
Can I just ask a question that I think maybe everybody is wondering, because I'm wondering it, so I feel like everybody thinks like me. How is it that you want this? How is it that they want the same things, but it's never the right time?
Well, then you know what? That is your. That's what I said. There's your answer.
How though? How is that?
It is contradictory.
Possible.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's right.
It's confusion.
It's exactly. It's
right.
It's a whole bunch of confusion.
So
it is. Because I'm confusion.
Hey.
I'm confusion.
So.
All right, Shannon. There's no advice to give for me.
Well, Shannon, I will say this, honey. Not laughing at the situation, ever. Never laughing at the situation. I do want to say this. Okay. In all seriousness, if you're saying that you both want the same things and it's never the right time, that would be my sign, honey. Because if you both want the same things, but the time is never right, that means that you both are wanting the time never to be right. So therefore, you both are trying to force something that just isn't naturally happening. And you know how things work when we force them. They don't turn out the correct way. One, because your genuine nature and what you really want, you're not acting upon that. So, of course, if it's contradictory to that, it's not going to work. And that's what it sounds like to me. But that's just from my opinion. Listen, tell them good and tell them right.
Yeah, that's it. I agree.
So,
no comment.
And again, that can be difficult because, that person may give you a certain feeling. But, if you're going to move forward in life, you can't keep dragging the same baggage. We say that time and time again.
Yeah.
But you just can't keep dragging the same baggage.
I think it's just time to let the old go.
And really let it go.
That's what I think. I think this stuff that I've been, look, Shannon, I have been in this boat before. And I just feel it's time to... Shut up. I hate Karl.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, forgive me.
You need to do like I do. I'm about to do. I talked about this last week. It's just time to disappear. Just block.
Oh my goodness, I can't with you.
Just disappear.
I cannot with you.
Because sometimes things just don't make sense and things just don't add up. Even when you feel like you're on the same page. If we're on the same page and we want the same things, why does it continue not to work?
Come on now.
I feel like it's just not meant to be with that person. So I'm tired of being your backup plan and you being mine.
That's right.
When I'm not in the situation that I want to be in, I run back to you. Mm-hmm. Who can I run to?
Oh, okay.
To fill this empty space with laughter?
Huh.
Who can I run to when I need love? Yeah, I'm tired of you being that for me.
Oh.
Every time. So I feel like maybe that is the same, and I don't know, Shannon, but I feel like it sounds like that same situation. So I think it's just time to appreciate it for what it was. Acknowledge it for what it could have been and let it lie where it lay.
And you know what? Tell them good and tell them right.
And tell the truth.
And you know what? Right.
Tell the truth.
And the thing is, sometimes it's best to let things play out because then you can come to that conclusion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you do just got to let it play out and see what the answer is. So with that being the case, Shannon, I think it is time to just move on. Just let it be. You've let it play out.
Yeah.
I think you have the answer within you. You've just been not wanting to accept the answer. And I could be wrong.
Or you're just comfortable.
Yeah, sometimes it is just comfortability.
Again, you're just comfortable with that person. Like you got, like you said, you're on and off. So you might be on and then you're off and you get with someone else. And then when you're done with that, you go back and it's because it's familiar. It's comfortable.
And we're all guilty of that, honey. All of us.
So.
Yeah, I feel you.
Let it go from the rooter to the tutor.
Come on down. Come on in here. You better tell them good and tell them right. I'm telling you, honey.
I can't. Confucius said.
Listen. So, with that segue, I'll let you take your birthday, girl, because I took it graduation day.
I think it's just that, though. Like, I think that is a good thing for self-care because we just have to sometimes realize when things are done and to take the initiative and be the bigger person and just
take the initiative.
Let it go. I mean, we've talked about letting things go, but I'm talking about to actually be that person to stop things or end things or whatever the situation may be, but be the bigger person and take the initiative to say that this no longer serves me.
Right.
And be transparent with whoever you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, and just be, you know, truthful, like whatever the case may be. In my case, I just don't believe anything that you say. I feel like everything comes out of your mouth is a bold-faced lie and it does not add up. So this no longer serves me.
You know what? And for me, it is actions. Because I'm the type of person that if I say I love you, then I'm going to try to have my actions match what I say. And don't get me wrong. I am human. I understand I make mistakes. Sometimes I say, you know what? Yes, I'll get to that and I'll forget. And it's not because I don't love you. It's just because I honestly forgot. And I'm not talking about those mistakes where somebody's just like, hey, my bad. I was wrapped up. Something happened. You know, at least they communicated with me. But if somebody spits in your face and you go, hey, I understand that that's a part of your culture, that you spit in my face to greet me, but my culture, we hug. So can we find a middle ground? Because spitting in my face
we dap.
Right. I'm like, you know, can we find a middle ground? Because you spitting in my face is a sign of disrespect to my culture. So we just going to have to find something that works for us. Do you know what I mean? But then if that person keeps, after you having that conversation, that person keeps doing it, then that lets you know that person don't care. So that's the actions. So for me, I understand where you're coming from. Where you're just like, you know, sometimes you got to be the bigger person. And then sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? Okay, I get it.
I mean, sometimes we just outgrow people.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not all operating on the same level or playing field, as I should say.
And nobody is better. And nobody is worse.
Nobody's
it's
better,
just different
nobody's
fields.
worse.
It's
Some
just
people
the same,
are further.
just parts,
some people are further along in their
yes.
journey. And I feel like when you get to that point where you have superseded someone in your journey, and again, they no longer are serving a purpose. And when I say serving a purpose, I mean as to helping you become better, and they are causing you to stay stagnant or go back. I don't need that. It took me, I fought tooth and nail to get out the mud. I'm on the grass now. I'm not trying to go back to that.
Right.
I'm not trying to go to the sunken place. Okay?
Right.
I'm not.
Come on now.
I want to be running through the poppies. That's where I'm trying to get to the field of poppies. You know, I'm just in the grass right now and there's still some weeds in here. I'm trying to get to the poppies.
You better come on here.
Okay, I'm trying to make it to Emerald City.
You better make this vision plain.
I'm just trying to say, you know, you might still be making your way out the mud, and I might have been able to be a crutch or an anchor or a limb to help pull you out. But I can't do it all. You got to do it.
Come on now.
You have to do it. And if you're trying to, the problem is, and let me go on and put this analogy into perspective. I'm on the end where the grass is and you're in the mud and I'm holding a stick and I am pulling for you to come. But you are stronger than me because you are still in the mud and the mud is pulling you down. So then you are pulling me to you.
You better come on in here, lady.
I got to let that stick go, bruh. Because I'm not going back. I'm not falling in that mud. Because you might just get a oomph and be able to pull me right back on in that thing. Period.
You better go in.
And that is that. Period. So
yes.
Now I'm speaking to myself. Y'all don't even know.
You better come on in here, somebody.
And that's just really where I am. I'm 33 today. Damn it.
Okay. Let them know. Girl,
and I'm not letting anything from 2018 and below take me back.
Come on in here. Come on in here.
So you're going to stop having access to me.
Huh.
Because I'm letting the stick go. And I'm going to follow the yellow brick road.
You better ease on down.
And I'm not carrying nothing that might be a load. Period. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Can we all stand for tithes and offering?
Okay.
Because you just swept through. You okay? And that is that on that, y'all.
Ibo gatas.
Oh.
Santa. Ibo shitanana soto. Anakasutima.
Okay.
Konana sotide.
What?
That was from Indiana Jones when he was pulling the heart out the chest.
Oh, God. And on that note, y'all.
On that note, that is that.
On that.
On that.
This
Period,
girl has been on one for her birthday. I'm so glad you had a good time today.
I did, and I'm going to make myself the picture for this week's.
And you know what? And you need to go because we are celebrating you.
I'm just playing.
All of y'all.
I'm putting Monique on there.
No, all y'all need to go ahead and show her some love today.
Please don't.
Write her, wish her happy birthday.
You
Just
can wish me
shower
happy
her
birthday.
with love and positivity. Listen here.
You can cash at me. What?
I can't with you.
You can send gifts of love. You know?
Oh.
I'm gonna give y'all my cash app. My cash app is the $sign Bella BELLA Love LOVE 143.
Oh.
Again, that's Bella Love 143. I take $1 all the way to millions. So
All right. You
I
better
take it all.
speak what you want and not be ashamed of it.
yeah.
All right.
And I take drinks
Now that, yes.
and I take food.
I'm looking forward to this weekend and doing something
I take
wonderful.
San Pellegrino.
Oh, please.
I love San Pellegrino.
Cases and cases and cases, please, y'all. That is
All
her thing.
flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Make my life
That will.
great again.
All right. All right. You better come on in here.
So yeah, so that's it. You know,
We done.
we love you and we mean it.
We do. Love, light, and positivity always.
Always. High five.
High five.
Bye. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
I thought we was
Go
going to
twerk,
compete because it was your
twerk,
birthday. See if I
twerk,
hold it the longest.
Twerk.
You better
We are competing.
Get it. Get it.
Pop it.
Shake that hair. Shake that hair. Shake that
Hey.
hair. And twerk.
Let me see you show your green. Let me see you show your green.
Such a fool.